Hey, welcome everybody. This is Brian Durkin with Stuck on First, and we're doing a quick pitch today. I had the opportunity last week just to talk to some folks in the world of Reddit, and if you haven't been there, it's pretty crazy. There's a lot of fun stuff there, but they call themselves the front page of the internet. And I basically put a post out there that says, I'm a small business owner specializing in selling and sales. Please ask me anything. Here's the link to it. I'm going to go ahead and put it below this video. And you'll see some of the responses. I'm only going to cover 3 in this session. I think I'll do another one at a later date, but we're going to cover 3 kind of questions that kind of stuck out towards me. And then I basically had some requirements. One that was online only. I'm not really going to provide a lot of value here trying to sell ebooks or get you to subscribe to my affiliate offer, which are great business models, but just not there. And that basically because my experience is primarily around service and technology, where I spent better than 25 years selling direct to clients in both a business-to-business and business-to-consumer environment. So I've been involved with everything from a $500 contract to a $3.5 million contract, and managed businesses from a few $100,000 a year to being involved in managing sales territories of better part of $35 million. So it's just an amazing. We're just going to basically share with you kind of based on my experience of what I'm able to help my clients with and what I do in my own business that my wife and I own. And we're just going to go from there. So we asked some great questions. So these are really just Redditors in need, and I did change the name, but I just changed it to some bozo named Ed. And he asked kind of what problems did you face, and really one of the biggest thing, and one of the things I see consistently on most of these forums and groups that I participate on Facebook and Reddit and so on, is people are so consumed with selling on price versus selling on value. And we'll spend a couple minutes talking about that. That's a fundamental shift into how we're taught, because we're not taught when we own a business. Hey, tell me what price I need to do to get the work, right? As opposed to help me understand why the other guy screwed up so that I can make sure I don't screw up. Oh, he didn't return phone calls. Oh, the folks didn't show up on the job site on time. Oh, we don't know who works for what company. Oh, the materials don't show up on time. There's a myriad of things that are valuable things that you can provide to your clients without necessarily spending more money or affecting your profit margins, right? They're affecting your ability to deliver in a consistent way. Quick story, a friend of mine here locally was referred to one of my wife's clients' businesses. It's a very high-end home in the community, and they provided cleaning and window washing services and home watch. And they had priced their products so far under the market, so they were selling on price, that the owner, who was a wealthy, 1%er, who decided that they couldn't possibly do the work for that and that they were actually going to have to do it twice. And so the client's reaction of it being too low, where they couldn't be providing any value, and it's just a misnomer to what it is. Now, there are a lot of price sensitive customers, but if you learn how to find that ideal customer that's less sensitive on price, obviously if you're going to be competitive, I can't sell a cheeseburger at McDonald's for $59.95, but I certainly could sell a Happy Meal or value meal for a price, because I'm going to get a lot of extra stuff. And that's really where these concepts of providing value together, where we focus on that versus we focus on price. That's just a general comment. I hope you guys can take that, and we're going to have some more conversations about that through the coming weeks and on some of our podcast pieces. So the next one we talked about is this really is a cleaning company, and I actually put his question up here verbatim, and I'll go ahead and answer it. I'm going to pull up part of the post here so I can keep things moving, but he was a cleaning company, and here it says, how do you brand yourself as premium and charge premium prices in an industry like cleaning as a small company with a small budget? We don't even have uniforms. Should we just stick to being a low-cost option? I gotta say, absolutely not. That is absolutely, being the low-cost option is a kind of some people talk about the race to the bottom. If you are trying to compete with Walmart and you don't have Walmart's efficiencies, and you don't have Walmart's distribution system, and you don't have Walmart's advertising budget and marketing budget and cash flow, you can't compete with Walmart. So why bother doing that? So, but what are some things you can do that are not driving to budget? Well, think about one. We don't have uniforms. Well, certainly T-shirts are $5 or $10 a piece. So you certainly can, and everyone needs to wear clothes to work. So certainly having uniforms and having that professional appearance will help you create a brand that you care, that you're organized, and you're well thought of, and you're thinking of your employees' well-being and your customers' well-being. Certainly the vehicles that they show up in could be a very low cost option just to brand it and have ability for people to be there, and then kind of create this white glove experience. If you're engaging with someone who's getting their house cleaned, it's because they have extra time and extra money. We're all capable of cleaning a home. It's whether or not we want to and have the time to do it and are willing to pay other people. Well, by certainly when someone walks in, everyone loves that great smell because it's all nice and clean and it's all nice and neat and everything's put away. Well, certainly if you can add some more experiences to that. So one thought I had was leave mints on the owner's pillows, assuming the dog can't get it, right? But leaving mints on the pillows, leaving fresh potpourri in the restrooms, leaving, doing scented materials, whatever it might be, some kind of extra special thing to make them feel special. Create that Ritz-Carlton experience, that Waldorf Astoria experience, so that they feel like they really do. Also can follow up with before and after pictures so that you can say, listen, this is what we started with, this is what we ended with. We really hope you're happy. So that's kind of the concept of getting away from not selling on price, but saying, listen, we provide all these great extra values that no one else is doing, and we certainly hope that you want that more than the $5 that I could give you. And that's that. So the second question he asked was along the lines of marketing, and this is kind of where I spend a lot of my time. He talks about beyond mass marketing like mailers, PPC ads, cold calls, newspaper classifieds, and local Yelp style listings. What are good options for a cleaning company to find customers with a higher rate of success? Well, here's the mistake. The methods they're using, mailings, pay-per-click ads, cold calls, classifieds, Yelp style listings, Craigslist stuff, are all excellent ways to get the message out. But what he's probably not doing is actually making the message more targeted and giving them a reason to respond. So they'll just talk about those two things. So let's talk quickly about the more targeted piece. If I think his name was Firecaller. If Firecaller's cleaning company is doing work at my house, Brian's house on Main Street, and then I realize I live in a neighborhood, so when he goes to Brian's house on 123 Main Street, first and foremost, his cleaning people, as they leave, can leave mailers that says, listen, we just did Brian's house on 123 Main Street. We'd love to do business with you, and here's a special offer. We're going to be back in 2 weeks. If you'd like for you to get a special deep cleaning in one bathroom for free, which is normally a $50 option, call our office and schedule a time today, and we'd be happy to get you scheduled in at the same time. Wow. So now we've targeted we're already in the neighborhood, so the chances are that they're able to afford it, they're able to buy it, and they're willing buyers. They just may have not thought about it yet. The second piece of it, we actually gave them an offer, right? We said, hey, listen, for the trouble of you doing that. So that's one piece. There's step one. Step two, same concept. Now that you've done work for Brian's house, you want to send a series of communications, whether it's a postcard, a letter, whatever, with a recommendation from Brian. So you come to me and say, hey, Brian, I'm trying to do more work in your neighborhood. I know there's 200 houses in your subdivision. Would you be willing to take a picture of me together and send that to my neighbors? And for your troubles, I will give you a $25 Starbucks card or a gift card for a bottle of wine, and I'm going to do a mailer to the neighborhood. So now all of a sudden you've created social proof. So think about that. So now I'm in the neighborhood, and then Brian thinks, I think highly enough of your cleaning company to go ahead and actually provide that option. So, and then the third step is, again, the follow-up of, hey, we're there on a regular basis. Would you be willing to do it? And here's some kind of one-time offer, right? Not a discount, but an extra value. There's a difference. You don't want to discount your price by giving them a $25 coupon like Valpak, because then they're only going to use you once and never use you again. But what you're going to do is actually give them a one-time increased value at your stated price, so that they're used to paying your stated price. And oh, by the way, we're going to do one deep clean, for example. So that's an example of selling on, we go back to our first thing where we're selling on value, not selling on price, and then very quickly talking about the sequence of talking to your target marketplace. So Fireball, hope that was good. Thanks for the question. It was really pretty awesome. So next question, we're going to change gears a little bit, kind of the world of the virtual assistant. So people that are working remotely, maybe in Kentucky, maybe they're in some other part of the world, but didn't really know. And his question was, I'd like to ask about providing a higher quality of service just to justify slightly above average pricing. How can I convey that value in my marketing strategy? Well, that's a great question. So back to what we talked about in the previous two blurbs is two things. One, first and foremost, identify who your target client actually is. And you in your business may have multiple target clients. And just like in the cleaning business, right? So he targeted common areas for common areas for apartment buildings. He targeted homes, and he targeted small businesses. So they're all going to have a little different ideal customer, but they're all going to be an ideal customer. They're going to look like they're going to be a person attached to the end, and they're going to act a certain way. Well, here, same thing. You may have multiple clients that you work with. So you may have you may work in the real estate industry. You may work in the sales management industry. You may work as a support person for a software company, whatever the piece of it is. You want to really understand that business and anticipate. So that's kind of one thing. So one is have the perfect client to do that, and that's really important. So and then in your marketing strategy, the other thing is offer a guarantee, right? So that would be something along the lines of a response time, courteousness, a 24-hour response time, whatever is indeed indicative to your business. Go ahead and offer some type of guarantee. And then the third thing is I would also definitely talk about the benefit of using your service and creating what's called a lead magnet. So when you're out attracting new customers, you want to say, listen, here's 10 reasons to learn about what not to do for hiring a virtual assistant. And I'll do a separate little thing talking about lead magnets, but that's just a really high thing today. And then how do I engage our target audience? That's why I switched to this one. So now we talk about a benefit of using our service because we created this quote unquote lead magnet that says, and I'll use the term I used in my article, 10 things to learn before you hire a virtual assistant, or how to avoid the dreaded disappearing VA in 5 easy steps, right? So if you've used a virtual assistant and used any virtual outsourcing, the kiss of death is when the guy disappears, right? Or a girl disappears. So that's kind of the thing. So you want to give them what to look for to do it, because by the time they're ready to buy, they've already wanted to engage you. And then the other thing as far as raising your value is to create some kind of VIP program, right? So no matter how many people you have in your program, there's some level of membership that's above and beyond everyone else, because consistent research has shown if you put 3 choices in front of someone, cheap, middle, high, some percentage, some between 10 and 30%, depending on the product, will always buy the high program because they perceive the value to it. Don't let that go away. Because it's like, the concept is if you see a $160 steak on the menu, now all of a sudden that $50 burger looks cheap. It's really just a concept of doing it. So I really think that's an approach you need to do. And that gets you away from discounting to death. Discounting to death is a race to the bottom. And then you become no different than everybody else. And really just find the perfect client. And then the last one I talked about was having some complimentary service. Refer to other people that are not necessarily in your business, but that people who choose to outsource or have VAs would need other help. Maybe it's websites, maybe it's phone services, maybe it's a dial-in number, maybe it's mailing, whatever that might be. Try to go out and find a group of network of people in your little club that you give them access to so they don't need to waste their time. I know for my clients, I give them access to outsourcing clients. I give them access to creative people that have been vetted. I give them access to copywriters. I give them access to mail houses. I give them access to 3D mail. So there's all these benefits that people get when they're engaged with us because they don't have to go out and do it themselves. Like I tell people, I can paint a house, but I'm not necessarily good at it. So I go to the specialist. So 4 tips for you guys to do this. One is invest in yourself, right? Spend the time, money, and resources to do something and improve your business. Do it by reading, do it by implementing things and taking massive action. Because if you don't, you're going to be this guy and you're going to go crazy. So that's it for today. Have fun. Thanks for stopping by and have a great day.